Hello everyone, welcome to DocEngage. This is Jayashree. In this video, I'm going to tell you about leads in HCRM. HCRM is nothing but Healthcare Customer Relationship Management. The name itself says that to manage all the prospect and to be engaged with them. So first of all, what do you mean by prospect? A prospect is someone who is inquiring for the service from the clinics or hospital. It could be inquiring of service details or service cost details through different channels. It could be by filling a form from websites, Facebooks, or campaign, or they can even directly call to the hospital and inquire about the service details. So all of these prospect or leads, it could be lead, we can call them as leads as well as a prospects also. So all of these prospect and leads you can manage using DocEngage HCRM until they convert as patient by doing multiple follow-ups. Now let us see how to create a prospect. So in every organization, the lead form may differ based on the business requirements. Like few people wants to capture more information about the prospect, few people wants to capture less information about the prospect. So based on each organization we can configure our own lead form. So for that I'll go into this lead configuration. If I scroll down, I have this lead form configuration. So let us see how to configure the lead form based on our requirements. So first we are giving some default forms for the lead. One default form is there. It is a system defined form given by the DocEngage. So if you want to edit this, you can click on this form name. Here, this is the form which is by default given by the DocEngage. If you want to add more fields into this particular form, you can choose that field names from here, which we have already given. And if you want to add any new sections, like this is lead information section, if you want to add one more new section to capture the lead family details or relationship relatives details, so you can add one more section. Or if you want to capture more information about the medical record, medical history, you can create one more section, many sections based on your organization requirements. And if you want to add more field details, you can just select from here. So let us say here only the name, mobile number, gender, age, email ID, and care center, status and substatus is there. Let us say now I want to capture locality, which city he is from, which state he is living in, and what is the country. I can choose all these fields, and if I want to change this field name, I can edit this field name also just by clicking on this edit. I can change the field name, like said, let us say this is substatus. If I want to change the substatus, I can change this field name also. Let us say instead of changing this, I want to change this country. I can change the label as country, or if I want to change into a new name, I can give the label name here. And if I want this particular field to be filled mandatory, then I can check this box for required. Then this particular field become mandatory by giving a red star here. And if I select, only if I fill this particular field, and then only I can be able to save that particular form. So I can make these fields as mandatory. And if you want to add some custom fields which are not there in this list, then you can choose this text field, text area, or you can even use radio button. So let us say I want to give some date field. I can use the date field, edit this in the label. I can change this field into, let us say, injured date or something like that, injured date. So I can change this name, and then I want to make this as a mandatory field. I can save this mandatory field, check this and save. Now it is a mandatory field. If I don't want this field, I can just close this by clicking on this cross button. I can add more fields by selecting this custom fields here and update. Now default form will be updated. So this default form, whenever we are going to add the lead, it will show. no, let us say that I don't want to use this default form. I want to customize my own lead form based on the roles. I can choose that also by clicking on add lead form. Here I can give the form name. Let us say lead form, and I want to give some description as I'll just give as lead form only. If you want to give any other description, you can use any other description, and for which role you want to assign. Based on each role, we can create some lead forms, and whichever provider is login to the DocEngage based on their roles, this lead form will be showing. So let us say I'll give this lead form to admin. Whenever the admin is going to log in to the DocEngage, this form which I am going to build now will be showing to the admin. If I give doctor, then whatever the field I have created, a form I have created, that form for the doctor will be showing. So based on the roles, we can configure our own lead forms. So I'll select a lead role now, and name, mobile number, email ID field is already there. I can choose more fields from here, and I also have enable add. If I want to give permission to add leads, then I'll give the permission to add leads, and to edit, if I want to give edit permission, I can give edit permission. And also if I want to show the lead timeline, I'll show you where the timeline will show. If I want to enable timeline for this particular form, I can give. Then whenever this provider admin providers are logged into the DocEngage, they can see the lead timelines as well. So let us add some more fields into this: lead age, gender. I can give gender, and also some email ID. Okay, email ID is already there. Address. I can give the fields, and I can also edit the fields and save. So lead form has been added, and the role is admin, and this status is active. So I can create many lead forms based on the roles also, and I can edit and deactivate also. Now I have showed you how to add the form. Now let us see how to add a lead now. If I go to this lead list, I have this add lead option here. If I enter this, I can see the lead form which I have created. This is the lead form which is coming based on my role. Since this is a admin account, the fields which I gave just now, I gave name, mobile number, email ID, age, gender, and address. So only these fields are showing here. The form which I have created just now. This lead form has name, mobile number, email, age, gender, and address. And those fields are showing in the add lead form also. So you can see only those fields are showing here. If I add status and substatus into this form, I can see that status and substatus also. I'll add status and substatus and update. So if I go into this add lead form, I can see status and substatus has been added also. So let us add one lead now. Let us say there is one lead called let us write some other name which is not registered with DocEngage. Let us say Kiran, and middle name is R. So I'll give the mobile number. And email ID, I'll write the email ID. And what is the age? Let us say he's 30 years old. And gender, I'll select. Address, I'll just write Bangalore. And next, status by default, whenever a new lead we are adding, by default it will be a new only. I'll just save this lead. Now lead has been added successfully. The lead name is Kiran. So next one, by default the status is showing as new. There will be a sales life cycle for each lead. So every lead will not be in a same state forever. The so we are maintaining that through lead status. Whenever we are getting a new lead, by default it will be as a new status. So now this lead is new. If I click on this actions button, I can see book appointment, admit patient, inquiry only, inquiry lead, repeat follow up, disqualify. All these are status. So if I click on this lead name, I can see the timeline. This is the lead timeline which I told I'll show you later. So I have the edit permission also. I can edit this lead form. See, if I edit, I'll get again the edit lead form. I can edit and update. So I'll just update. So lead up has been updated. This is the lead timeline. So if I want to add any activity notes, I can add that also. If I want to add notes like general something notes I want to add based on this lead status, let us say that I have called or have done any actions. I want to add notes for this lead. I can write the notes. I can select the substatus and just save. Let us say I have called this particular lead and he is not responding. I'll just write not responding and I'll just write will call to the lead. He is not responding. So this is the notes which I want to add. I have added the notes. So notes, whichever notes I have added, it will show here in the notes section. And then activity, if I want to create any activity to call back later, I have called now, but he's not responding. So I just want to create an activity to call after 2 days or call after some time. I can create the activity. Let us say follow up call. I'll just create for tomorrow. I'll just make it 17th of November and timings I'll select and what is the duration I'll select that and whom I should assign that. I can write the provider name and save. One activity has been added successfully. That activity is showing here. And then if I want to write any email, I can write and send to the email, send it to the lead also. For if I want to send an email, for that I need to do the integration first. Email integration, SMS integration, WhatsApp integration. Only if I have done this integration with DocEngage, then only I can send the email, SMS or WhatsApp. I can write the subject and create the and write the body and just send. So then I can even send the SMS by using the templates or by custom field also by giving DLT ID here, and I can compose some SMS and send it to the lead. And also I can use the WhatsApp message also. And if I want to upload any documents into DocEngage, I can use this upload file where I can upload the documents into DocEngage. So this is how you can do the activities, notes, engagement, all these things. All the activity will be showing here, whatever we have done. So if I go back to lead list page, here I can see assign to whom I should assign this particularly. Let us say I have added one lead or I have got one lead from the website. Whom should I assign this? I can use this assign to and select the provider whom I should assign this particular prospect. So let us say Dr. Prakash. I can use Dr. Prakash name and this particular lead will be assigned to Dr. Prakash. And the status is new still because we have not taken any action. We have just changed the sub status as is not responding. So next, if I want to book an appointment, let us say I have called and he asked me for an appointment. He told that he is ready to take the service from the hospital and he wants a consultation to be booked. For that, I'll create one appointment. So I have not associated a case enter for this particular provider, so it is showing like that. So let us add the case enter first from the form. And I'll also add the provider name also and update. So now let us go to lead and this particular lead, and I'll edit this lead and I'll select the case enter. I'll select the Columbia Asia and update. Now this particular lead is associated with Columbia Care Center. I also have this edit column option where I can choose the column names based on my form also. These are the fields which are available in my edit in my form. So I can choose this form, let us say updated by, I want this to be shown in this list page, updated on, and I want to say disqualify reason, what is the date of birth, I can see the date of birth. So I can choose my column names and apply. So all the columns name which I have added will show here, and what is who is updating and at what time that update they have updated, what is the disqualify reason, all the details will be shown here. So now let us say I want to book an appointment for this particular prospect who has asked me for the appointment for consultation. So if I book appointment, immediately one register patient form will open where I can register a patient. If I click on save and update, by default it would have taken the mandatory fields from the lead form itself. So since I have already given the name, mobile number, gender, all these things, it is not asking me for any other mandatory fields. I can rest of them are optional. I can fill the details or I can directly save and book appointment. I'll just save and book appointment. So this took me into appointment page. Now we are in the appointment page where I can select the service or package. I'll add one service now, and service which he asked for is consultation. So I'll be giving appointment for consultation on Friday 18th. So at, let us say 11:55 p.m. or I'll say not p.m. Let us go for a.m. itself. 11:30 a.m. for 15 minutes. Repeat each just one. I'll just give one and save an appointment. Appointment has been added successfully. So now let us go into lead and see what is the status of this particular lead. This is the lead prospect which I have just now booked appointment, and the status of this appointment has been changed to book appointment booked. Right now I have created an appointment, for that it is showing this status as appointment booked. So now let me click on these three dots and go to appointment which I have created. I'll directly create an invoice from this. Let us see what the status is going to change. I'll create an invoice which will take me directly to the invoice section. Here, I'll just save the invoice. Okay. Okay, I have, let us say, okay, let us say the invoice I'll be creating on 16th. I'll save. Form date. So let us give the date here and try to save. Okay, I have added the date and created the invoice. Let us see what is the status now. If I go to lead and see the status has automatically changed from appointment book to converted. Since we have created an appointment and also created an invoice, the lead status has changed from appointment book to converted. Now let us let us check into this particular appointment. Let us see what will this be the status of the lead. I'll do check in and update. Now the status is in progress for the appointment. Let us go and see what is the status of the lead. Now the status has changed to completed, which means the conversion of lead into patient is completed. So we can choose the provider again whom to assign, and we can just since I have added the provider name in the lead form, this assign to name has been removed. I'll just assign to Dr. Prakash only, and now the status has changed to completed. So this is how the complete complete life cycle will work. If since just now I showed, if the patient is interested and he is asking for the appointment, then this life cycle will be there. Let us say that only query, like he'll say that no, I just called to check, ask the service cost and service detail, that's all. Then I can select only query, and I can select any substatus, query for service cost, and update. So the status we can change from query only query it has changed, and if I scroll, the substatus will also show. So again, if I want to repeat follow-up, let us say he is not picking up the call, I want to give a repeat follow-up, then I can choose repeat follow-up, call after 30 days. I can choose call after 30 days, and reason also I can busy right now, told to call back later, or asked to call after 20 days. Based on the reasons which we are giving while doing the configuration, it will show here. I'll show you how to add all these status, substatus, and all these reasons also. So we can select some reason and do the and perform date. I can see 30 means it will be November 15th. So I'll write and update. I'll automatically get one notification. See, it is saying that repeat follow-up status has changed to repeat follow-up. Now let us say this particular prospect is saying that I called this particular prospect, and let us say that contact number is not correct. They have given the wrong contact number, so we cannot contact that person anyway in the future also, no. So I'll just disqualify this particular prospect, and I'll select that recovered or wrong contact number, and also reason or something wrong contact number. I can give the reason, update. So this particular prospect has been disqualified. So like this, I can change I can edit, or I can do repeat follow up, or write the notes or create activity also. And I can also do uh, I can also view the timeline, write the notes, and create activity also directly from here. So this is how the life cycle works for the prospects. So next is, I hope you all understood how to add lead, how to configure the lead form, and how to add the activity and do follow-ups and all. And you can also use these filters to filter the prospects also by clicking on substatus, status, or by care center name, date, time, all these things you can use and filter the leads also. Next is analytics. In the analytics, you can see all the details of the leads in the table format, or you can even use the graphical view also. And this is the list view where you can see the conversion matrix, lead matrix, marketing matrix, how many leads have come on which day, total number of leads. In the list page also, you can see what is the total number of leads on which day. All the data you can see here in the analytics view. Next, if you have any bulk leads to upload into DocEngage in the Excel sheet, you can use this CSV file. You can download this file and update the file based on this complete details, and just upload it from here and monitor the leads which you have uploaded. You can see how many good data, how many are rejected, all the data you can see here. Next, API rejected leads. API rejected leads is nothing but whenever, for example, you can say that due to some inaccurate data coming from any website, Facebook, or any other channels, it will be automatically added into API rejected lead. For example, we can say that there is some 4 or 5 mandatory fields in which the lead is only filling 2 or 3 fields and is trying to submit. So the then the API will be rejecting that particular leads. That all the leads which have been rejected, that lead list will be shown here in the API rejected leads. Next is dynamic reports. Dynamic reports, like you can build your own reports based on the your requirements, organization requirements. Let us say I want to drag name, gender, and I want mobile number. And based on care center, I want to see all this. And based on the status and substatus, so I can use my own column and row name and build a report, and I can also save this. So this is the table view. I can save these reports and give the name and save also in the dynamic reports. Next is reports. In the reports, you can see, like you can see the complete reports for the leads, like lead tracker. You can see all the leads based on the patient ID. Since I have converted these two leads into patient, it is giving the patient ID also. And you can see the status, substatus, and all, what is the revenue generated from them, gender, age, all the details you can see here, and also the appointment booked for which provider we have booked an appointment. So like this, we can have the complete track for the leads, and created lead, created date, updated date, who has updated. So all the reports will be shown here in the lead tracker. Next is first response stat. TAT is nothing but turn around time, like entered version of first response. So in this first response tag, we can see the how much time it took for a lead to turn from first status, like from new to other status, like let us from new to converted. What is the time taken from new to appointment book? What is the time taken for it to be converted from one state to another status? So it took 6 minutes 56 seconds to book an appointment for this particular lead. And for the Sudarshan, it took 24 hours 57 minutes to turn into another status which is not responding. So here we will be showing all the first response duration and what is the status it has changed to. So next, lead tag. If I go to lead tag, what is the turnaround time taken? Like here I can see lead name associated based on all this. How this is a complete turnaround time status, like from which state to which, from new to appointment booked, from appointment booked to completed, or new to converted to appointment book. So all these status will be shown here. What is the time taken from first status to second status? Here I can see the complete reports, and I can also edit the columns and add if I want to add more columns and have the reports. And next, it is unattended leads. How many leads are unattended till now? We can see the lead data here, all unattended leads, lead by status. Based on the status and substatus, we can see the leads also. This is the status. First row will be the status, and second row is the substatus of the uh, this particular leads. So appointment booked, payment pending, all this new. In the new, how many substatus are there, we can see all this. How many new leads are there in the new status? How many completed leads are there? How many only query? So all the data it will show here in the leads by status. Conversion, how many leads have been converted from one form to another. Conversion, we can see inquiry attended, inquiry converted, how many people leads has come, how many has converted, what is the revenue generated from that leads. So by provider also we can see what is the provider role and name, and how many inquiries attended, how many converted, and the percentage, and also not converted percentage also we can see. Like this in the keywords also, based on the keywords we can see the inquiry type on the care center also. And next one, by the source is nothing but the channels, by which channel we are getting all these leads, and what is the leads, how many inquiries are there, how many converted, how many not converted, we can see. And also by care center, we can use the filter and add more care centers and see and apply. See, I can see the how many leads are there and how many converted in the percentage also. And also by non-conversion means some nothing but the opposite of the conversion. So by source, how many I got from all the source, how many like channels, by Facebook, offline, online, or any other social media websites. So I can, based on the source which I have given in the settings, I'll be getting the reports here by the provider name also. And how many providers there, how many leads has been assigned, how what is the conversion they have taken wrong, not converted, 0. What is the conversion percentage? We can see all the stats here. Next is marketing ROI. Marketing ROI is nothing but a return of investment. So let us say how much I have invested on particular channel and what is the revenue I'm getting from that channel. For example, I have invested 10,000 on Facebook to get the leads, and what is the revenue which that I'm generating from the Facebook leads. So let us say I'm have invested 10,000 on Facebook, and the leads which I'm getting from the Facebook, I'm generating 50,000. So to get that status and all, I can see the complete revenue generated here. And next is like dynamic. I have told the reports also, and I have told API rejected leads, dynamic reports. Next one is leads configuration. Here I'll show how to add status, substatus, priorities, all this status, all this configuration I'll show. First one is nothing but lead status. So I just told you like we have lead new status, updated, like converted, disqualified, completed appointment book. So all these are system defined status. If you want to add any custom status, you can write the status here, not responding, not wrong number, or anything you want to add any some other status based on your requirement, you can add the status and just save. And also use the filters if you want to use the filters. Next, subtype. So for example, new is one status, and under that you want to add some substatus. While adding new, you can write not responding or some other substatus you can give. Or you want to disqualify, you can say that disqualify. Reason you can say, let us say this particular lead was looking for a job. For that he has entered his details and submitted. So since we don't want to use that particular prospect, I'm just disqualifying that prospect and say the substatus as looking for a job opportunity. I can write that also. And next is priority. How much priority I want to give on this particular leads. I can add all these fields from the lead form configuration. We have all the fields there. We can add that field, priority fields, all that. And we can give the priority, high priority or low priority. What is the priority that you want to give on particular prospect? So next, precondition. If you want to add any precondition, you can add precondition. These are the preconditions which I have already added, and you can see that particular preconditions here. If you want to add more precondition, add and save. Next one, lead disqualify reason. What is the reason that you are disqualifying this particular prospect? So just now I told he's looking for a job opportunity, or he's not interested, or he's telling that I don't want to get call from you. Or he may say that I'm not looking for some services, I just mistakenly given my details. For some reason there you can write all the disqualify reasons here. Next, repeat follow up. You can write why you are going to give the follow up to that particular prospect. So let, if he is not picking up call, or he is telling that call me after 10 days, call me after some time, or he says call me after half an hour, means we can give all that reasons here, and these reasons will show in the uh, while we are doing adding the repeat follow up. I just showed you the reason, I just showed you the reason while creating an follow-up. And next one, lead form configuration, I have already showed you. Next one is lead configuration. Lead configuration is not, we have some settings that has to be done. All that I'll show you now. Let us go into this lead configuration. And here, if I go, I can see this field name. Wherever I am seeing that care center, I can directly replace that care center name into some other name. Let us say I don't want to call the care center as a name. I just want to make it a branch. I can change this name into branch. And everywhere now, wherever we are showing the care center name in this leads, I will replace that into branch. So next, default care center. For while we are adding some lead, or if we are getting any leads through any channel like website, Facebook, or some other source, means that particular leads will be added, will be taking this particular care center which we are giving in this field as a default care center. And next, if lead default lead handling team, whomever I want to assign these leads which are coming, I can assign that leads also. Whenever a lead is uploaded from the add lead button, who should be the assignee team, or who should be the member that will be handling the leads which we are uploading from the DocEngage. We can write the provider name. So this particular provider will directly get the leads which are added from DocEngage. Next one, assign API. Look, when whatever the leads, whichever the leads we are getting from the API, like Facebook, websites, or some other sources, so all from campaigns, so all those leads will be assigned to the team or member whom I am selecting. So let us select Shalini. So this particular provider will get the API generated leads. So next, assign web or mobile app leads. To whom I should assign the like I can assign it to the person who has created. Let us say Dr. Prakash has created one lead from the mobile mobile application, which we are having a lead HCRM mobile application. If he is adding a lead, means then whoever has created uh, sorry, this is the uploaded, which means which I upload from the lead data uploader. Whatever the leads I'm uploading from the uploader from Excel sheet, that leads will be assigned to this particular provider. If I add from this DocEngage website, then that leads will be assigned to whichever provider which we are selecting from here. Assigned to who created, by case wise, by case category and center, or empty. We can leave it as empty also. Let us say I want to assign to whoever uh, the person who has created. So I'll select this one. And next is lead escalation rule. Lead escalation rules are nothing but there is one lead who has generated from the API. I got this from the website, lead from the website. No one has taken any actions on that particular lead. Then I can select the escalation enabled here and write the status. Let us say there is one lead whose appointment has been booked and are not taken any action within 3 hours. And I'll write the reporting manager who should be the be the reporting manager that this escalation will be going to. I'll select Dr. Ankit. So whenever a status appointment is booked and there is no action taken on that lead, means then automatically a notification will be sent to the escalation manager whom we are reporting manager whom we are selecting in this particular field. Next one, activity reminder rules. I can select activity, like I have created one activity to call the uh, prospect. I need a reminder for that, means I can select reminder before 5 minutes. I want to get a reminder to my software DocEngage account. So I'll get a reminder. And I can also set that email or SMS and in-app I can choose. Like if I select email, I'll get one email message, or SMS, I'll get one SMS to my mobile saying that you have an activity to be completed. And next in-app, if I select in-app, I'll get the activity in the application, this DocEngage software itself. Next one, activity escalation rules. Same thing how we have given to the a lead escalation rule. Here also, whenever there is an activity created for a lead, but no one has taken any actions on this, I can select this and write the minutes. What is the minutes? Let us say 6 hours. There is an activity escalation activity after 6 hours if not any if they are not taken any action. Let us say I have created an activity for 7 o'clock and there is no action taken after. It will give in a minutes after 10 minutes. If there is if there is no action taken on this particular activity, then the notification will go to the escalating team, reporting team. So reporting manager of activity assigned. So to the lead owner or to the provider, all this based on the person which we select here, it will go the it will be send a message. So we can see the time slot and we can send a consolidated reports every day at what time we want to get the reports. So we can get the reports also. We can see how many activities are done pending, how many action has no, how many activity has not action has not taken. So we can see all this and we can set a time when we want to get this report every day. We can set 10 a.m. I want to get report means I'll get the report. And escalation team, whom should I select the to lead owner, or I can select the provider or a reporting a manager of activity assignee. So I'll select the lead owner. So whoever is the lead owner, then he'll be getting the message. And mode also I can select what is the mode of notification which I want to give. Next, lead ID generator. ID generator is nothing but the prefix which I want to give. Like what is the prefix I want to give for this particular care centers. I can select the lead IDs and opportunity IDs also. I can select the prefix and what is the sequence number, starting sequence number. Based on this sequence number, a system will be generating the series of sequence numbers. And I can also give the activity ID generator prefix and suffix. A suffix will be generated, system generated. And next, budget allocation based on source. Just now while telling the marketing ROI, I told that we'll be allocating some amount on some channels like Facebook and all. So we can allocate the budget based on the source. Like let us say Columbia Asia is a care center and Facebook is the source channel, and I'm allocating 10,000 for budget for this particular source. And what is the end time starting from 16? Let us say for 1 month I'm spending 10,000. If I save, this will be added here, and where I'll be getting the reports here based on the maybe 1 second marketing ROI. So if I go here, I'll be seeing based on this particular budget which I have allocated, it will show how much revenue I have generated from the leads which I have got from the Facebook. So I can allocate budget for all the sources like this, Facebook, websites. So I can see how much I am spending on which source and what is the revenue that I'm generating from the sources. So next one is lead creation rule. I can give the rules like only home country means only the home country India. We can select this India, only the Indian leads can add the will be created in the DocEngage. Next, allow backdated activity and prefer date. I can sell if I want to allow any back to create any backdated activities. Let us say like there is one activity which I have performed, but I have not created in the DocEngage. Means I can, if I enable this, I can create the activity which is done already. So next, and also I can give the mobile number validation, strict validation. If I give, or based on the country code, only 10 digits can be taken. Only if it is correct mobile number, then only it will be, it can be saved. If I give relaxed, it will take the relaxed number from 8 to 14 numbers they can enter as a contact number. Next, what makes the duplicate lead in your organization? Like just now I told API rejected lead. Based on these rules also, the API can reject the leads. For example, if name is matching 60%, mobile number is matching, email ID is matching, then we can reject that as a duplicate lead. Like if he has entered the details many times, means we can reject that lead also by just clicking on this, selecting the rules which you want to give. Let us say name, if name is matching 60% and the service must match and create in within 24 hours is trying to create, means we can mark that as API rejected leads, and mobile number must match, and I can use email ID must match or alternate number must match. I can use this also. I can also change that or email ID or alternate number. If I say and both should, if I say and mobile number and email ID both should match. If I say or, either this or that can match. Based on that, it will take and it will reject. And status must match one of the selected status. If I say that, if I select any of the status, if the status is matching with the lead, then it will reject. So also for the API call, if duplicate record found based on the above rules, then how system should behave? It should reject or override. Let us say all these rule, whatever the I have given rules, it is matching with the rules. So what it should do, it should reject or should accept and override. Override means whatever the information which he has given before, it will be changed to this particular. First time he has given his name, contact number, alternate number is different. So next time when he's giving his name, mobile number, and alternate number is changed. So we can override this now. Whatever the data which is entered second time will be showing in our DocEngage. So next, uh, if I say reject, whatever the data he is entering the second time, that data will be rejected and it will show in the API rejected leads. Next, performance. Want to convert lead MRN as patient ID. Sorry, preferences. So I can change the patient, so source MRN as patient ID also. Convert notes as, so whatever the notes we are adding in the patient timeline here, we can convert that into general notes whenever the lead is converting into patient. So I can change the handled by can be updated. Who we can update the handled by also. If I select all this, I can update the handled by. And what is the life cycle triggerer? Add activity on status set to. So if I select one status here, let us say repeat follow up. If I add the status, whenever the status is changing into repeat follow up, automatically it will ask us to create an activity for that particular prospect. So if I say add notes on status set to, so I'll say converted. The prospect has been converted. Now, whenever the prospect status from has changed from new to converted, then it will ask for us to add a notes into that particular leads. So this is how we can configure all the leads in DocEngage. I hope you all understood. So see you all in the next video.